Michael Vannon, and welcome back to another Era Quinn Calidrim Gauntlet. Here we are with the Army of the Dead. We've been playing with a whole bunch of the different armies. You know what? We've played with a little bit of everything over the last 5 years, but for this series, the Gauntlet, we thought for the first few episodes we'd work our way through the Battle of the Pelennor Fields starter box because it's such an amazing box set. Well, yeah, so we got 3 of them. So we're working our way through the different armies from the Pelennor Field box set, and there's a whole pile of stuff that we hope to show you over the next couple of months. But today we're doing the Army of the Dead. And the whole idea for the Gauntlet, well, Estenes, why don't you walk us through? What are we doing in the Gauntlet?
Well, essentially, we're just trying to get a handle on what these models are good at, what they're not so good at, what kind of basic strategies you can use against any number of things you might end up facing. We try to generally have like a couple types of infantry, maybe some cav, some monsters, some heroes, just giving like a general overall test to see like how you'd use these.
Yep.
If you were ever to take them out for a game.
We'll look at some strengths and some weaknesses. We'll tell you some of the things that we've learned when we played with these models. Hopefully it's helpful to you. And we're just going to have some fun. This is not a normal battle report. This is a Gauntlet. We're going to run these Army of the Dead infantry through some trials. So before we do that, we should show you their profiles. We've got the book here ready to go.
Ooh, angle time. Here we go.
There we go.
All right.
How well can I work with the tripod? That's
All
what
right.
we're asking. All right, so here's the book.
Army of the Dead. All right. 6-inch move, fight 3, so they're not super... they're pretty average, actually. Strength 3, defense 7, 1 attack, 1 wound, and courage 6. So for whatever reason, they're braver than elves. Probably because they can't die.
Or they don't care, they're already dead. So.
Yeah, they can either have a sword or an axe, but it doesn't matter because they have the Blades of the Dead special rule, which means that they will strike against courage rather than defense.
Which also means they don't do any special strikes.
Exactly.
So no piercing strike, no stab, no, yeah.
Yeah. They also have terror, which is super, super helpful. Means that models will have to take a courage test in order to actually charge them. And then they also have the gimmicky spectral walk thing where they can move over water as if it was open ground.
Just to make them interesting. So that's the Army of the Dead. First thing that we're going to put them up against is the Hills Dwarves.
Yes. Multiple books here. There we go. All right. So the Hills Dwarves are kind of like a good staple. They're kind of good at everything. Fight 4.
Probably one of the best general rounded infantry, actually.
Indeed. Fight 4, strength 4, defense 7, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 4. They have shield wall, and they all have shields. So if 2 or more of them are in base contact, then they'll get +1 defense.
2 or more or 3 or more?
2 in addition to the 1 with the whatever. 3 of them touching together will get +1 defense.
There we go.
And yeah, they all have spears and shields, so we're not going to have to worry about any of their fancy equipment.
So we'll take a look at those 2 first. That's our stage 1 in this gauntlet. Then we'll come back to the rule books and show you the profiles for the rest of these guys as we go. All right, forgive my wobbly hands there if we're giving you too much wobbling with the camera. We're going to get some dice out. Estenes is setting this up. I'm going to show off some GW dice here. For the Army of the Dead, I collect dice. So usually what I end up doing is buying every GW dice set that comes out and then I resell it. And I only keep a couple for myself. So these are glow-in-the-dark dice from GW for the Army of the Dead specifically. And I'm throwing a couple of the 3 Hunters dice with them. Because the Army of the Dead, honestly, usually you want to play it with the 3 Hunters. They add so much to the army. So that's what we're going to do. We've got a couple of those dice ready to go. For the Iron Hills, we have some custom-made dice. We got these made by Chessex. This is the Erebor key. Oh, can we see if I can hold my hand somewhere where the camera will focus? There we go. Sorry. Erebor key on kind of a marbly green pattern. This is... Oh, now I'm going to forget what it's called. I have this written down on our Facebook page, though. Shoot. There we go. Brain fart moment. But yeah, we're going to throw Erebor keys.
And essentially, there we go. Good enough.
We'll start them all 1 foot apart from each other.
Give or take, yeah.
This is going to be the first gauntlet we've done with a full warband, so we'll see how this goes. And who are you going to roll for?
I don't know.
Let's get you in here rolling some dice, too.
You know what? You got this.
I'll sit in the middle and try to make sure that I don't goof the camera up on you guys too bad.
All right, Purdy. That's 1s for both of us. Let's do that again.
On round 1, you got to have a priority.
2.
All right, Army of the Dead gets priority. 6-inch move. The dwarves get 5, so we're not even going to engage in the first round.
Yeah, no.
We will actually have a perfect inch in between them, so slide them all up, slide the dwarves up.
Ooh. Here come thud, thud, thud on our stubby little legs.
Got some measurement templates from the league that we love to play in. This is the OSBGL measurement template. It's amazing. 6 inches here with a halfway marker. 4 inches here for hobbits with a halfway marker in case you want to shoot. 5 inches here with a halfway marker so that if you're dwarves or something with 5-inch move, and then there's a 1-inch control zone measurement there. So we'll keep some templates in the back so you guys can use those if you need them.
All right.
Join your local league, support your local gaming community. All right, here we go. New priority. We got to engage this fight.
That is definitely the Army of the Dead.
So we got some charges off with the guys who don't have courage issues. We should talk about war gear. We gave all of these guys swords and, well, not swords. We gave them all the hand weapon they have and a shield. Everyone has a shield, whether they're holding it or not on the model. You know what? Local gaming communities have different rules about this. Some care more than others. When we, in our local community, we play that as long as you're using the right model and you're clear with your opponent about what the war gear is and you're not confusing. So if you just say all your guys have the same war gear, even if they don't, then that's fair to your opponent and there's no confusion. So these guys all have shields.
All right.
And the Iron Hills are easy. They're all holding spears and shields.
Yep. So
did we say the Army of the Dead, the back row is the only row with spears?
Yep.
Or they all have spears? Just the back row. Right?
Well, probably the ones that.
Yeah, it's just the back row, the ones that are actually holding spears.
All right. So I'm not actually gonna move. I'm just gonna keep the battle line because I like having.
Work from the back.
Actually, hold up. No, shield wall doesn't help me. Hold up. Nah, let's just keep the battle line.
Yeah, interesting little things. Shield wall affects your defense, but it doesn't affect your courage. So the Army of the Dead doesn't care about the shield wall special rule.
All right.
So we got 2 dwarves on 2.
Yep.
Dead.
Just all the way down. Dwarves aren't rolling so hot right now.
So the back row goes to the dead.
Go ahead and strike. Strength 3 against courage 4. Needs 5s. That's a dead
one
dwarf.
dead dwarf.
Just like that. All right, next fight. 6. That's
6.
me, because I have higher fight. And I need 6s, because strength 4 against defense 8. 8. Got him. Dwarves aren't being outmatched by these guys.
Can you get them out of there? There we go.
All right, next. 6.
Dang.
There you go. We need that again. Dwarves are, now they're rolling hot. You see, this is how I normally roll at tournaments. But for whatever reason, whenever we're at home,
he doesn't need to back
I
up.
can't seem to roll very well. 6 again. Oh my goodness, these dwarves are just chopping through them.
It is a dice game after all. Let's see, and so we can have this little conversation. How did the Army of the Dead do here, guys? What did we learn?
Fight value.
Fight value is probably the only thing that wasn't working for them in that. Those dwarves needed so many wins to kill anything. So that, I mean, Defense 8 does its job, even against a Strength 4 army. You had to trap to be able to beat them. Raren started by rolling garbage for the longest time. And if he'd been rolling better at the beginning of the game, I think the whole thing might have gone differently. The Army of the Dead held on. Like, really held on. And won, what, you'd say maybe half of their fights they killed somebody?
For the first bit, every time they were winning a fight, they were killing.
And then as it went on, the stats sort of played out again. But, I mean, needing 5s to wound, you should kill on 2/3 of your fights. That's probably what we saw, right? The dwarves, they struggled.
Yeah. They ended up winning out just because they got a numerical advantage from the beginning. And then that combined with their fight value was what allowed them to eventually tip the scale.
Won an awful lot of the fights. Did not kill anything. It took
Pretty
them
much
forever to kill anything. So, there we go. That's Army of the Dead can definitely hold their own against tanky infantry. And probably would have won that if a couple of little things had gone differently. And I think statistically they probably weighed pretty heavily there.
Yep.
But we're done. Round 1 done. We're not doing that again. That took forever. My goodness. It was only 12 models. It was like 40 minutes of throwing dice at each other. Let's get the next phase ready for the Gauntlet.
All right.
I'm going to flip over the rule book here. As you're pulling out some fiefdoms, we're looking at Knights of Dol Amroth.
There we go.
This should be fun. We like to do an infantry, we like to do a cav, we like to sort of try a couple of different things and just see how these guys play out. So,
all right, Knights of Dol Amroth. They are fight 4 yet again, so they're going to outfight the Army of the Dead. Strength 3, they're defense 6, they are 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 4. They have the Pride of Dol Amroth, which only is in effect if Imrahil's on the field, which Imrahil is not in this battle, so that won't matter.
In this case, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because it improves their fight value, which is already pretty good. Yeah, and when we play in tournaments, fight 4, strength 4, defense 8, these are pretty common stats, and people often bring beefier armies to the tournaments.
In terms of equipment, all of the knights have heavy armor, armored horses, and lances.
Which makes them beastly while they're mounted.
Yep.
These are nasty cav.
They are indeed.
For 11 points each, it's ridiculous. They're very, very cost-effective cav.
No. You have to pay for the armored horse and the lance as well. It's an additional 9 points, bringing it up to 20.
That makes more sense.
Yes. You can get them on foot, which in that case, they're very expensive infantry, but they're good. All right.
So let's get some dice out here. What are we rolling for the knights?
Right. Gotta switch my dice.
So this one is another Chessex custom pattern with a design from a friend of ours. We don't sell this design because this is his idea and he was just kind enough to let us get some for ourselves. But this is a Chessex Vortex Blue pattern and it just, honestly, I love it. It's just a really, oh no, hang on. That's not the Vortex Blue. That's the, oh goodness, Emerald Blue? What do they call that? It's like a marbled color. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sweet looking symbol. We're pretty happy with these. So we're going to use those for Dol Amroth.
Yeah, and the only reason we're not using our own Dol Amroth dice is because we don't have any.
Yeah, they were popular enough. We sold them all. So I'm going to have to get some more made.
We thought we could use Minas Tirith dice, but we also don't have any.
I sold all those too. So I'm glad you guys like our dice. That's cool. But yeah, we'll have to get some more made next time we can get a group order put together. All right, so Army of the Dead, same dice as before, GW dice. Dol Amroth, we've got the swan boats, and we're ready to go. Let's roll some priority.
All right. Goes to the Army of the Dead.
Oh, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. So the knights have a 10-inch charge range and lances, so you don't want to get charged. Yep. Try again. Where are you trying to
go ahead. Okay. Are we doing an unlimited amount or just the 6?
We should decide. If we're doing warbands, we should just do the 6.
Because this is nowhere near an accurate point comparison. It's in favor of the Army of the Dead right now.
That's true.
So, unlimited amount?
No, we'll just see how many a warband can take on.
All right. Well, we're not moving because we don't want to be charged.
Yep.
Lenses are scary.
You could move up 1 inch, but that's about all you'd want to do.
Well, the knights are cheeky.
Going to come out so they can charge next round, but so that you can't.
We're good, noble, and honorable, which means that we are going to make sure that we're going to
the
be the
next
only
turn
ones
goes in their favor.
Yes.
That's what would happen in a tournament environment.
All right,
Play it to your advantage.
goes to
the
me.
knights.
That's actually not what I wanted.
So the knights have to charge, which means the dead can counter charge.
Or I can not.
And just stay put. Stall again.
I have to take courage tests if I want to go in. That's the dumb thing.
So if he stays, yeah, the courage test thing matters. And if he stays and does not move, then he's banking on you not getting priority next turn because you're going to be in charge range if you move.
Let's just go for it. Why not? Courage 4. Let's see what we got. First knight. He doesn't care. He's golden. Double 6.
Clearly he passes his courage test. How many is he going to charge?
Let's do...
If he wins, he'll
Down
get
right
knocked
there.
down in double strikes. He can do a lot of
gonna
damage, but he has to win.
Go there. We're going to go in with our next knight. Right here. He's also good. Bang. We're going to go in with our next knight.
Wow.
3 successful charges so far. And this is where the King of Dead would have
Our
fixed that one.
next
That would have been a fail.
knight is good. And yes, he's going to go in there.
Maybe a little plug while you're measuring off. This measuring tool came from the Escape from Gauntlet pack.
We got one fail.
Games Workshop does a really good job with their...
And Final Knight failed as well.
Yeah, Games Workshop does a really good job with their box sets. The last couple of box sets had measuring tools in them. They had dice in them. They had starter books that were missing some of the distracting information that you get in the rulebook. It was just a simple summarized book that was shorter and more concise than the other books. So it's really, really helpful. We really like the GW box sets. All right, I think we're ready to go here. Eston is stuck off, so I'll roll some dice for him. Who had the priority here?
Estimate.
The Knights did. So we're going to start with the guy on the end. He's got 1 dice from the normal roll, and he's got 1 dice from the charge. So 2 on 2.
Oh.
Takes that. You're knocked prone, both of them. So here's a double strike on the guy on my right. Lance makes that a 5, and he needed a 6 to do any damage. So 1 guy prone but not hurt. There's the other guy. There's the 6. So 1 wound. We'll do this guy next. Is he on 4 or on 2?
He's on 2. The next guy's on 4.
Got the 6. We'll take that on fight value. The guy in the front is prone. You get double strikes, but I can only put the double strikes on the guy I'm in contact with. So here's 4 dice looking for a 6. No!
+1 from Lance. You
Plus 1 from the Lance. That's right. That's right. So he does kill him. That's 1 more down. Next knight's on 4, right?
Yep.
So I got 2 for the charge. You get 4. 4 high.
5s.
You took it. You got 4 dice. You want to strike on the horse or the rider? The horse says
Rider's courage 4. Horse's courage 3.
Striking the rider.
you've got 4 going for a 1 wound rider. You might as well just try to get a 5 on the rider. Yeah, there
Got
he is.
him.
Dead rider. 1 knight out.
Okay.
And we've got 1 very trapped knight at the top who did charge. So he'll get 2 dice still to your... You got 4?
Yep.
5 high, you got the 6. That knight is trapped, so you get double dice.
Got him.
1
on the
5
first
is enough.
try.
Let's get him out of there. Oops, we're stuck. Actually, you would have to back off anyway because he was trapped, so
Yeah.
we'll just back you up so that there's some room there. New priority. Estinus, you want to get back on the dice or you want to stay on the camera?
Either or. Alright, ready? Goes to the Army of the Dead.
So he's gonna stand up and we're gonna trap some more knights.
Now, just a general note. In terms of like cavalry tactics, having a small reserve is actually not a bad idea, because then you can countercharge when your initial attack group gets like completely swarmed. But it does make an awful lot of a difference in this case because there's only like 4 of them. But if you had like an actual army of cav, this is just a generally good idea.
And you can pull some guys off of the back.
Exactly, because
Which is what you're about to do.
because in theory these guys should be able to crush the back if they can charge. So we're gonna
The
go.
only limit on that is that often a cav army up against an infantry army, you're going to be vastly outnumbered. So he's making the best of it right now, but knowing that the infantry are going to get him. So you got to make your charges count because you usually only get a couple.
Crap.
Doesn't make it.
So we just have like,
This guy is
And now
swarmed.
you've got some more cav coming in off of the back of the board here too. So let's bring those guys back up because they're going to join the next round. And they should be able to
They're
make it up
vibing right
about
here. Well, they got
True to the
10
Gauntlet,
inch.
we've got an inexhaustible supply of more infantry and cav models coming in off of the edge of the board. So in they come.
Yes.
They'll be ready for the
We
next
did not
round.
do that for the first round, but we are
The
doing
first
that for
round
this
we did a warband versus a warband, but normally in the Gauntlet we just sort of see how long you can last.
Alright, so we're just going to start
And
with this
actually-
trapped guy here, and we're going to move on to the one-on-one. Then we're going to go against this very trapped guy here.
So you got 2 on 1 right here because
Three on
the
one.
horse did not charge. Yep, 3 on 1. Sorry. You got your
5.
6. Double strikes needing a 5.
Yep.
That'll get him.
One-on-one, shielding.
He did charge.
I have 6.
6.
Looking for 5s. Got
Dead.
it.
Yep.
Very, very trapped
So
knight.
Wait, I rolled 2 dice. Ah!
Got him.
When you get the double 6 on
You've
your...
got 6 dice to roll.
Yep.
So here's your first 4. That didn't do it. You get to do that 2 more times.
Dead.
That'll do it.
That's annoying.
New priority. Army of
Got
the Dead holding their own against the Cav. They have more than recovered their point value so far. We've seen 4 dead knights so far, right?
Correct. Which is 80 points.
Against 3 Warriors of the Dead that have fallen so far.
Actually pretty interchangeable, actually, for point value.
Yeah, it's true.
Nah.
They're close. Army of the Dead are not a cheap infantry.
8. Courage. Nope. Next one. Yes.
Form some kind of battle line to face the oncoming
Last night.
charge.
Nope. And then these guys.
Okay. So we're going to do the trapped knight first.
Yeah.
Yep. Got him.
That's the 5.
Now the 2 on 1.
I win.
Ah, yeah.
And
Very
just
good.
flattened.
We've got 5 knights down so far and 4 Warriors of the Dead down
Ready?
so far.
4.
Ah!
Let's get some charges going. This guy in the front. Yeah. Let's get this guy going here. Yep. And 10 inches will get him just like to there. Next night. That's a nope. Next night. Nope. Last night. Yep.
Six. Needing a 5.
He's dead.
Gets the 1-5. That was this guy.
Ah, apologies.
It's okay. And now I've got 4 dice because both guys charged. Against your 2.
Oh yeah.
Gets the 6. There's the first cav.
Darn fight value.
First guy gets him, and then the second guy would have got him again. Nope, wouldn't have. I needed all those dice. Alright, so let's slide all these guys out of the way and talk very briefly here about what happened with the Army of the Dead. So, interesting round there. The Army of the Dead took out 10 Knights of Dol Amroth. So 200 points of Dol Amroth Knights. So that's actually pretty even.
Like once again, the big factor here was fight value.
Yeah, that's what kept the Knights winning.
Yeah.
And even when they won, they didn't kill except when they had a bajillion dice. So they needed to be they needed to be winning on the charge in order to get the kills. Which is interesting. The Knights of Dol Amroth are good. I mean, it's a very, very good infantry.
Cavalry.
Sorry, cavalry. But yeah, Army of the Dead are durable. So that's what we saw. Alright, what's next? The hero or the monster?
Monster, I think, traditionally is how we've done
Now let's pull out an eagle.
it. Boom.
The Misty Mountains. These are, just saying, from a hobby point of view, the Eagles, I think, are one of my favorite armies. I just really, really like the models. And just for interest's sake, this is, we're going to play our Eagle dice. This is an Eagle symbol on the Chessex Lustrous Slate dice pattern. So, and then we had some fun putting the Eagles actually on a little mountain base. There's so much fun that you can have in this hobby. So definitely we're going to enjoy that. Let's take a look at the profile. S&S, where'd you go?
I am
Yeah.
just sorry.
Warriors of the Misty Mountains. This is the only one. We've got Quahir and we've got his Eagles, and that's all that there is.
Yep.
And we're not playing Legendary Legions or any of the faction bonuses right now, so this Eagle's going to really miss out on his faction bonus.
Yes, he is.
Because that's what they use to win. But here we go. We'll go ahead and explain.
All right, fight 7. So this will put them above most heroes in the game. Even tier 1 heroes, like legendary heroes, such as like
are-
Aragorn and Boromir.
Beastly infantry.
Yep. Strength 6, which means they should be killing most infantry in the games on game on 4 or less. Not the Army of the Dead, though. Their defense 8, which normally means that people have a hard time killing them. Again, exception, Army of the Dead. They have 2 attacks, 3 wounds, but their courage 6. So they're not super scared of breaking. I mean, even if their heroes don't have standfasts, they're better than elves. They don't really care.
It's expensive infantry, so you're not going to play very many of them. They are monsters. Fly means that they can move 12 inches when they're flying. 3 inches is if they're walking, so they can walk into forest and cover and things like that. But normally he's going to fly. Monstrous charge means he gets +1 attack when he charges, and he gets knocked down. And of course he causes terror. So we've got 2 terror-causing armies right here that are high courage. But we've only got 1 eagle against a warband of the Army of the Dead. So in terms of point match, probably 2 eagles would make more sense. Should we grab a second eagle?
I mean, we could, but we haven't done that.
Yeah, we'll just do
We
one.
can just do.
We'll just do one.
Infinite.
Let's see how many eagles they can take.
All right.
One at a time.
Now you want to walk through the dice we're going to be using?
We have walked through the dice already.
Oh, you have. I missed that. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
We were paying attention.
Ouch. Okay. Well, priority 2.
Wins on a 2. Sheesh.
I don't really like this.
So the eagle can charge right in. He's got a 12-inch range.
I say no.
But if he does, he's going to get swarmed.
So I say no.
The Army of the Dead cannot charge. They're just out of range because that's what SNS did.
They're gonna be charged anyway, so
You might as well move out close and get ready. And if you're going to move out close, I would fan out a little bit so that he can't just hurl, because he's going to try to line up and hurl you. And he's going to fly out. You know what? He's going to try. He can't charge all of you. You might actually want to clump right up, because if he gets close enough to hurl one of you, then you can spam around him and trap him. And keep your guys all close enough. Otherwise, he's just going to fly to the end of whatever's farthest away from the rest of your guys, right?
Battle formation. Die, bird of the sky.
Big scary bird.
We're ghosts. We don't get afraid. Hopefully, crossing fingers.
All right,
Don't hold me to
new
that.
priority.
Here we go. 4.
4 for the
2.
eagle. Eagle wins
Oh.
his priority.
You know what?
What you gonna do, eagle?
Courage.
When they come
Makes
for you.
it.
You're just gonna be annoying. Now you're all looking the wrong way. Dun dun dun.
Woo!
Because that matters.
You know what?
Oh,
You
courage
do actually have to
test.
take courage checks.
All right.
You
Army
know
of the
what?
Dead is not used to taking courage checks. They don't really care. But
Courage 6. You know what?
Oh.
I think the eagle should have a rule similar to the giant bats of Gundabad.
what's that now?
Like, when they fly over people, they use their talons to destroy stuff. Because isn't that exactly what they do in the movies?
It absolutely is. You know what? I don't remember the rules on the new bats. I have to reread that. What's the rule on the giant bats?
Oh man, it's been a while since I've looked at it, but it's something along the lines of...
Look, is right here. Let's look.
Yeah, it's fair.
We're whispering. Can you hear us whispering? We're sneaking our way through the book.
Like, strength 4 hit and then a 4+, you knock them down, or it's the other way around.
One of the things that we love about this game is that it's so reflective of the lore. Its Tries, they have all these special rules, and there's a lot of special rules to keep track of, but they're pretty intuitive when you read them. They really do fit with what happened in the books and in the stories.
There it is. One model that you pass over, you roll a dice on a 4+, they take a strength 4 hit, and then if it survives, you roll another dice on a 4+, it's knocked to the ground.
Just because you passed over it.
Yep.
Free attacks. Must be nice.
Yes, and I think that since Eagle's talons are exponentially larger than those of a bat, and considering the fact that they kind of just obliterate the entire Gundabad army just the second they show up, they should have something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
or if Gundabad bats are going to have it, certainly Eagles should have the same
as
thing
I
or
said,
better.
to not hold me to it, 2 of them were terrified of this giant bird.
So did you trap him?
Yes.
You should have swarmed to make sure he's trapped, right?
He is definitely
It
trapped.
was fairly difficult to get around his giant wings.
Oh, you
but it
just
worked.
slide them under. That's good. Okay, so
All
ready to
right.
roll some
I
dice?
have
That Eagle
2
charge. So
whole
he's got
attacks.
Well, you charge though. You got a third.
5,
What? No, I don't.
7, 8.
Monstrous charge. So you
I
get a
do?
third?
What?
Yeah.
I do. What? Yeah.
6.
6.
The Eagle gets a 6.
Darn it.
Definitely has higher fight value. So the Eagle wins, and because he charged, everybody in base contact with the Eagle is now prone.
Oh, dang.
Man, this shows how long it's been since I played this game. Okay, well, strength 6 against defense 8. Wounds on 5s.
So you got 5 guys in base contact. So you've got 3 doubled strikes. So let's roll them one at a time.
Let's go against that guy. Nope.
Nothing.
Again. What?
Oh dear.
There we go.
Come on, Eagle. You can do better than that.
No, can't.
All right, so Eagle takes out 1 of the army of the dead. Priority
6.
goes to the
2.
Eagle.
Stay on the ground.
Going to charge 2 prone guys. Everybody else is going to get up and try to charge, right?
So-
First, take your terror test.
First.
Terror!
Oh, first terror? I can't
Yes.
stand up then.
Well,
terror?
you know
No.
what? If you stand up, you can't move. That is your move. So if you stand up and then you want to charge, you need somebody else, like this guy, say.
Yeah.
If this guy stands up, he can't charge. This guy could charge and just charge in between them. So he picks this
Yeah.
guy up as a spear support. So where you've got guys who have spears,
He made
you
it.
can do that.
Just come around this way.
Yep, so bring him in. In which case, now you can just stand this guy up and not try to charge.
Exactly. Now let's see.
This guy has a sword, not a spear, so you probably want him to take a terror test and try to
One
charge.
sec. A. Let's try with this man. Yep.
4.
Barely. So he's
So,
going to
This guy can stand up and spear support.
No, he was charged. The eagle
Oh, he was
charged
charged.
both
I'm
of
sorry.
them, yeah.
Yep.
So then, this man's gonna terror test. Passes.
He gets in, so he can
This
take a spear
man's
support.
gonna terror test.
Might as well take a spear support with him.
Passes as well.
Yeah, the only guys who should charge are the ones with swords. The guys with spears
This
should
man
find someone to
is
support.
also going to try. Nope. Okay, so then the spears are just gonna.
I'll just wrap around and
Come
support
around.
someone.
Well, this guy is keeping him trapped. If I win,
All right, so the Eagle's got 3 dice on this
can
fight.
this guy charge? This guy can charge if he passes. He passes.
Go out and find another spot over there.
There we go. He's very much so trapped if I win.
All right,
That's a big if.
3 dice for the Eagle, 4 dice for the army.
Got it.
3 high. Eagle loses this one. Now you are striking
1,
on
2,
courage.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Courage 6,
8,
strength
9, 10.
strength 3. Right? Did I do that wrong? Army of the Dead is strength 3.
They
right?
win and they
strength three.
stand up, but they can't
Yeah.
strike, right?
Those 2 only. That's correct. So they won't. I mean, so they win. They do stand up, but they cannot strike. So how many strikes have you got in there
8.
against a trapped Eagle? So that's 8 doubled
Wait.
strikes.
Oh boy.
Looking for
9.
sixes.
9.
So roll your dice lots of times. No 6s that roll. Do it again. 2
sixes.
6s, and all of that you get to double. And you haven't done your 9th roll, so
So this is my 9th roll doubled. Ah!
careful.
Apologies.
Sheesh, man.
Keep the dice out of the models.
You're fired. You're fired.
8 more
Alright.
dice.
One more 6. That's
And
it. That's
that's
one dead eagle. Let's see how many eagles this little bastion can take. Do we need to bother? We know what's going to happen. The eagle's going to swoop in and kill some stuff, and then they're going to get mad and kill it back. I think that was a pretty indicative round.
Yes, this is why we just did one monster in the other.
So here's the moral of the story. The monster, it doesn't matter how high its fight value is, it's eventually going to lose. It doesn't matter, now anytime it ties it's going to win, but it's going to eventually lose. It doesn't matter how high its defense is, because you're striking on its courage. If you were doing this against trolls, they would have been roasted.
Yeah.
Low courage monsters would have been in a lot of trouble. And of course, the Army of the Dead causes terror, so they've got lots of advantages against a low courage monster. They can control the field of play a lot easier. The eagle, in this case, had every advantage. but it's still only courage 6, and it's not going to get, I mean, there isn't anything in the game that gets much higher than courage 6.
Yeah. And even if this faction also has really easy access to some of the best monster killers in the game.
This is true. If you throw some of the 3 hunters in there, they're going to make a mess.
Or even the King of the Dead, who can one-shot stuff like this with his Drain Soul.
And 2-shot things like Smaug. So, all right, let's try another one. Here's going to be a hero fight. This time we're bringing in a Mahud King. What do you call that?
Model you want to roll?
I do, but first we got to flip to his profile. I didn't prepare for that one properly. So, while Rarin gets us set up on the board over there, I'll talk about dice. And SNS, you can go ahead and flip through the book and find the profile. Here's the dice we're going to be playing. Serpent King deserves a good serpenty die. So we've got the Scorpion profile. This is a Gemini teal purple pattern from Chessex with some gold pips on it. I love these dice. So this is one of my favorites. We're going to play those for Harad. The Mahud King. Let's see what the Mahud King can do. SNS, you want to walk us through this profile here?
All right. So the Mahud King is actually a bit of a tank. It's like, for all the like low cost, high damage output heroes in the game, I'd rank him among the top. He's fight 5. He's strength 5. He's a man that is strength 5. Take note. I think he's the only one.
One of the few. I think Iron Skin, there's a couple of guys. But...
Actually, yeah. Actually, Iron Skin at the right end. Never mind. Yeah. And then the other Mahud heroes. But okay, defense 5. 3 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 5, 2 might, 2 will, 1 fate. He does have heroic strike and strength. And then in this case, he is going to be mounted on a war camel, and he's going to have his war spear and his shield, and like he has everything, which makes him up to defense 6. He has poison blow darts, which are a 12-inch range shooting attack. Not gonna do an awful lot against Army of the Dead. So
he can shield, but that's, I mean, they take it in his profile, right? Does the shield doesn't have another defense here? No, it would, because it's not part of the base profile. So he's going to go up to defense 6. We're going to stack him. He's going to come with a shield. If he played
war
as
spear
defense
counts as a lance, so long as he's mounted, which means that for less than 100 points, you get a fight 5, 3 attack hero at strength 5 with a lance.
Kind of crazy.
And it's a camel.
Dude's a beast.
So it is camel stuff.
He goes defense 6. The Army of the Dead doesn't really care, but that does help against base armies. So camel stuff means he gets a free strength 4 strike against anybody that he bumps when he charges, because he's got pokey things on the side of his camel.
Woo.
And they poke. So, we're rolling dice here?
Yep.
SNS, are you on the camera?
Yep.
Priority.
6.
Not to the king. That's okay.
I don't want you charging. I'm staying put.
I've only got a 10-inch range, so I'm going to move
I will
up.
not exactly stay put. I'll just stay out of range.
Well, either way. So if you're going to move up so that you're just outside of my 10-inch range, then I'm going to move up so you're just outside of my charge range, and we'll end up playing that game. So you've got a 6-inch charge range. I'm just going to move up so I can charge you next turn, and you can't charge me. Priority.
Goes to you.
Goes to me. So as soon as I charge, I get a strike, and then I'm going to get counter charge. It's going to hurt.
So you might as well get a strike.
We're going to charge. Yeah, that's true.
Because you're going to be fighting a lot anyway.
Pokey like that. Now, I think the war camel rule is that I only get to strike one of them, not 2. How fast can we check that? Page 203, it says. Oh, look, there's the book pages flipping over rapidly
If you're
off
gonna
screen.
spike me.
You're on the wrong way if you're trying to go to page 203.
Yep. It'd probably help if I counted the numbers on the page.
There you go. Impaler.
All right.
1 strength 4 hit upon 1 model that it has charged.
Upon 1 model that it has charged. So if you charge multiple models, then you don't get multiple hits. Which means, but if you kill, you get to recharge, don't you?
Yep.
Which is really, like, I mean, this is not OP, but it's pretty fantastic. So I left myself just enough range that he could not charge me, which means I started at 6 1/4 inches away from him, which means if I charge carefully, I might actually get multiple hits here. So we're going to burn 7 inches to get right up under the top guy, and then if I kill him, I can work down and try to kill others. So here's a strength 4 hit against defense 8. I need a 6. We'll see. Not a 6. So he survives. I'm going to roll into the next guy.
You do not cause terror. So
I didn't take a courage check. You do cause terror. Let's back up. Courage check. And he's fine.
Okay, so be swarmed.
I do not cause terror. In comes the hurt. Now I charge, so if I win this fight on my 4 dice with my higher fight value, then a whole lot of stuff goes prone.
Yeah, he'll have an easier time killing than the eagle.
That's true, actually.
Hold up, how much room do I have here?
And he's spear support everybody. He should get 6 around me. You shouldn't be able to do more than 6, though.
Yeah. He can get up to there.
I think we might need some markers. Let's just see here.
This man's just gonna stand there for backup.
Make sure everybody's got a spear support.
I couldn't get over there, so.
Could you just do it this way instead?
Ah, genius.
It's not as hard as it looks. All right. I got 4 dice. You get a lot more than 4 dice.
4, 5, 6 times 2. I get
You should
12.
have 12. So let's see if I get the 6. You roll with me. If I get a 6, then I win. I did not get a 6. I am very trapped. So you guys are going to have to back off, but you've got 12 dice striking against my courage 5. You need 5s.
Why wouldn't you might it?
Yeah, why wouldn't I might it? Hello, I don't want to die. You're going to might that. I have 2 might, so I win. So you get knocked down all over the place. Goodness sakes. The obvious question comes from the peanut gallery. Thanks, Estinus. All right, first double strike on somebody in the front row. Kills him. Ooh, I'm burning my 6s up. You pick one, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect it. It's going to be the same anyway. Second double strike does not kill. War Spear acts like a lance. This 3 turns into a 4, but I still need a 6 to be able to kill. Wait, no I don't. I am strength 5 against defense 8.
Need 6s down to 5s.
Because of the lance.
Yep.
Which means we're rolling the next strike, which fails. And the last double strike also fails. I only killed 1 thing in all of that. Wow.
Priority.
Army of the Dead.
Let's
Hardy.
kill him.
There they go.
Yeah, 5.
3, not my priority. I don't cause terror. You're going to stand up and charge.
Yeah, be swarmed.
I get 3 dice instead of 4 this time. Because I did not charge.
So this last spearman's just going to stand there and look nasty.
You
Because
ready?
you can't double spear support.
And of course, I'm going to burn my last might to make that a 6 so I can win again. Because I don't want to die. I only got 3 strikes. I can only strike the guys I'm in base contact with, needing 5s. I'm going to kill 1 guy. Priority again. I am out of might.
You get it?
Goes to me, so I'm going to charge somebody. Let's see here.
You are
I
trapped.
got a 3, and I have courage. Where am I? Courage 5, so I needed at least 2 more, and I only have 2 will. I'll burn him, so I can charge. He's out of will. Boom. He's going to do
Strength 4 strike on 1 guy.
that. Yes, I got a pick. So
So
we're going to
just
charge the 1 guy in the front first. Kills him.
Ouch.
I'm going to charge the next guy and just keep going, because if I can untrap myself, that would be worth doing.
Ha.
4, which is a 5, because of the lance, so that kills him
Ouch.
too.
Why do you get a lance?
I'm going to keep going. We'll charge this guy. And it fails.
Okay.
So now you're going to swarm.
This may
That is the power of the Mahud. All these free hits.
Might as well just get the spearman in. Oh. He's just going to turn him.
Yeah, don't bother.
engage.
Keep him in the back because you don't want him knocked down.
He's
oh,
a sword
he's
guy.
a sword guy. Yeah. All right, in he goes.
Well, he can't get because of the spike, but there we go.
Yeah, he'll fit. He'll fit. My 4 dice. Have you got 8?
Yes. 6.
I got a 6. So everybody in the front is prone. I'm going to double strike, starting with the guys who do not have spears. No, hang on. No, I want to start with the spears.
There's 2 that have spears.
So here's the first spear. Nothing. Second strike. That'll take him. Third strike. That gets
Ooh.
1. Fourth strike is 3, so I needed a 5. Nope.
Come on. Oh dear.
Priority 5 goes to the Mahud King.
Not a good sign.
Terror test passes. Great grumpily. He's gonna
You're in
charge
base
here.
contact with him when you started.
As long as you go farther away, that's okay. I'm gonna leave the prone guy prone and try to take out the spear and untrap myself. 1 strength 4 hit, needing a 5. That's the
Needing a
5.
6. Strength 4.
It's a war spear.
You don't get the plus.
I did strength 5 on one of these. You know what? Last round I goofed it up.
I
so...
had 2 people still alive then.
Oh no! Well, now we've goofed it all up. What do we do now? All right, forget it.
Just put them over here.
Yeah, you bring them out on the fringe. Whoops. Pay attention. Sheesh. Sorry, guys. All right. So we're down the charge, but he landed his charge right here. I'm going to rotate around so that you at least have to run a little bit further to retrap me. Your prone guy can get up and run, but he's going to move 3 inches instead of 6. Is it enough?
Yes.
Even if he can't join the fight, he should come up and try to help trap.
This guy can't, so he's just gonna run up here. Oh, wait, can he?
Just put him in the way somewhere so he can help trap.
No, he can't, so he's just gonna run here. Unless this guy sticks it. This guy's gonna run first.
So I am out of might. You just need to win one fight, and I'm going to be in serious trouble.
This man's just gonna get up and run his 3 inches over this way.
I have 2 wounds and 1 fate.
4.
All right, I charged 4 dice for me. You got lots of dice over there? Oh, got the 6. 6, 2, 1, 1. Yikes.
Just don't get a 6.
All right, so here goes the front guy. Nope. Second strike on a front guy gets 1. Third strike on a front guy gets 1. And last strike does not. So even with all those dice, at strength 5 with a war spear, I'm still only killing half of the guys that I'm striking against.
Priority?
Army of the Dead are tanky.
I get it!
Goes to you. Army of the Dead take priority. Nothing I can do about it. Which means I did not charge, which means I do not benefit from the war spear.
Alright.
My 3 to your 6.
It's about time you die.
I did not get a 6. I got a 4 high.
I
You
got
got
a
a higher than
5.
5? You have
Yeah.
5 higher?
So, you're trapped, so I get doubled strikes. I'm just
Yep.
gonna do 2 groups of 3.
And you needed, hang on, I am courage 5. So your strength 3 to the 5s, you need 5s. So that's 1. See if you can get 2 more in there.
2.
That's 2. I have 2 wounds and 1 fate.
So that was the initial attack. Now you're trapped.
That's only, oh, you've got 6 dice.
Yeah. So that
Yeah,
was the
see if you get a
initial.
3rd wound.
You're
And there's
dead.
a 3rd wound. The king
wait,
is toast. He has
Don't
2
even get
wounds and
to
1
use-
fate. He's toast. He's out. That's the end of the Mahud King. So that Mahud King, worth over 100 points, just took out 6 of the Army of the Dead at 18 points each. So they definitely earned their keep right there. All right, Estinus.
Yep.
Let's do some debriefing. We've got the Mahud King. We've got the Eagle. We've got the Iron Hills. And we've got Dol Amroth Knights. Today's Gauntlet, featuring the Army of the Dead. What did we learn?
Well,
If I can move the camera around without making all your eyes hurt.
their fight value sucks.
But we kind of knew
That's
that, and you
bottom
don't play
line.
them for their fight value.
Exactly.
So if you're going to play the Army of the Dead successfully, you got to think about fight value, because that really does set them back. So how do you make up for fight value?
Well, if you lose fights, you don't generally die, so that's nice. Your terror really helps, particularly against low courage cav, monsters, whatever. And you have the heroes in your faction to be able to deal with.
That's where I was going to go. That this is infantry. Like, these are the worst things in this army. So the Army of the Dead is a very tanky army. And even just the infantry can hold their own against all the stuff we've thrown them at in the Gauntlet today. You put some good heroes with them, it totally changes them and it makes them so much more useful. Of course, we're not doing that in this Gauntlet, but you can imagine if you've got an Aragorn there with free might and high fight value, and he can heroic combat his way around and make a mess of everything. Or even if you've got the King of the Dead with the Harbinger of Evil rule. We saw how many courage tests everybody failed against them today. That would be even more fails against them if the Harbinger of Evil was active. If you've got the Heralds with the King and they get their will gives him free might, then he can do all kinds of other stuff. It just, as soon as you put a couple of heroes in this army, it really changes the way they work. Now, of course, their opponents would have heroes too, but clearly they can do some damage and hold their own. So we've had some fun today. Any key sort of lessons you want to share or last minute thoughts before we wrap this up?
He's scary. I like him.
We might have to run him through a Gauntlet in the future, but we're going to work our way through the Pelennor box set first.
Yep.
Very good. All right, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Mike O'Vannon, and we will see you again soon. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll keep having some fun in Middle-earth. Have a great day.